ask that you don't text during our performance as well. Video cameras and photography are not allowed during this performance. Also, we will have an intermission halfway after Act 1 through the show. There will be refreshments available for you in the lobby, though be aware the cast will be on stage during this time. And now, NHTI Stage Lynx would gladly present The Diary of Anne Frank.
July 6, 1942. A few days ago, Father began to talk about going into hiding. He said it would be very hard for us to live cut off from the rest of the world. He sounded so serious I felt scared. Don't worry, Hanukkah. Just enjoy your carefree life while you can. Carefree. I was born in Frankfurt on June 12, 1929. Because we're Jewish, my father emigrated to Holland in 1933. He heard Hitler's marching gang sing that horrible song, When Jews' Blood Spurts from the Knife, and knew it was time to leave. But Hitler invaded Holland on May 10, 1940. 5 days later, the Dutch surrendered, the Germans arrived, and the trouble started for the Jews. Father was forced to give up his business, manufacturing products used to make jam. We couldn't use street cars, couldn't go to the theater or movies anymore, couldn't be out on the street after 8 p.m., couldn't even sit in our own gardens. We had to turn in our bicycles. No beaches, no swimming pools, no libraries. We couldn't even walk on the sunny side of the street. Our identity cards were stamped with a big black J, and we had to wear the yellow star. But somehow life went on, until yesterday. A call-up notice from the SS. My sister Marga was ordered to report for work in Germany, to the Westerbork transit camp. A call-up. Everyone knows what that means. At 5:30 this morning, we closed the door of our apartment behind us. The cat was the only living creature I said goodbye to. The unmade beds, the breakfast things on the table all created the impression we'd left in a hurry. And our destination? We walked 2.5 miles in the pouring rain all the way to 263 Currensengat, Father's office building. Our hiding place, the secret annex, is right behind it upstairs. Even though the Germans forced Father out, he still runs the office with Mr. Krayler and me, who've offered to help us while we're in hiding.
All right.
Mr. Frank, thank God you arrived safely. Me! And Mrs. Frank, Margot, you must be exhausted. If only we had known, we would have had everything ready for you.
Oh, you've done too much already there, Lee. Besides, it's good for us to keep busy. As you can see, I have a little help.
I see that. Peter, come in.
Ah, Peter Von Dahn. Nice to meet you. Children.
Welcome to
Lynx.
Mrs. Frank, forgive me, Peter. I'm not quite myself, but I'm glad you'll be with us.
A cat! He has a cat!
A black one.
We have a cat too. I wanted to bring her, but I know our neighbors will take good care of her until we come back. Oh, it'll be great having a cat here. Won't it be fantastic?
And dear, don't get so excited. Peter doesn't know you yet.
You'll get to know me soon, though. It'll be great having people here. A whole other family, won't it, Margot?
Yes.
It's like being on vacation in some strange pension or something. An adventure. Romantic and dangerous at the same time.
What is it, Peter?
I'm here with my parents. They were right behind me, one street away.
They'll be here.
You don't think...
Don't worry, Peter. You're just like me.
Mother's always jumping at every little thing. What's its name?
Mushi.
Mushi. Mushi. I love cats. Where'd you go to school?
They set up a technical school in somebody's house, which they're forbidden.
I had to switch from my Montessori school to the Jewish Lyceum.
I know. I saw you there.
Did? Mushi.
Huh. What did I tell you? Now we're all here.
Just in time. We had to take the long way around. Too many police on the streets.
Such trouble we're causing, Mr. Kraler. After you and me moved on, now we arrive here early.
You couldn't let your daughter be taken away like that, Mr. Frank.
Please, try not to worry. We'll do everything we can to help. No, I must run and get your ration books.
Wait, if they see our names on the ration books, won't they know we're here?
Trust me, your names won't be on them. If you make me a list every day, I can try and get you what you want. Every Saturday, I can bring 5 library books.
5. I know what my 5 are going to be.
And remember, there are 7 of us.
No, Mother.
It's illegal then. The ration books. We've never done anything illegal.
I don't think we'll be living exactly according to regulations here.
Listen, the Western.
How will I ever get used to that fog?
I love it.
Me and Brad will be here every day to see you. I've hidden a buzzer to signal when we come up. And by tomorrow, I'll have that bookcase placed in front of your door. And there is one more thing. The radio.
Oh, radio, fantastic.
Radio, thank God.
How'd you get it? We had to turn ours in months ago.
Thank you, Mr. Kraler, for everything.
You will tell them about the noise?
I'll tell them.
How can we thank you, Mr. Kraler? Really, how can we ever?
I never thought I'd live to see the day a man like Mr. Frank would have to go into hiding.
What a journey. It's one we weren't arrested. Petronella walking down the street in a fur coat, carrying a hat box in the middle of summer.
What do you need another hat for?
Oh, it's not another hat, it's... I just don't feel at home without my chamber pot.
All right, now everyone, a few things quickly. We have to get organized before 8. And sit down, please. First, about the noise. While we're working in the building from 8 to 6, we must keep absolutely quiet. So no shoes, and move when absolutely necessary. We can't run any water, we can't flush the toilet, the WC, the pipes run down to the warehouse and everything can be heard.
Only one toilet for all of us.
And no trash could ever be thrown out. Not even a potato peel. We'll burn everything in the stove at night. Can't go outside. Can't look out a window. No coughs. If possible, no fevers. This is the way we must live until it is over. But after 6, we can laugh, talk, play games, just as we would at home. This will be our common room. We'll have supper like one family.
One family. I love that.
Now, why don't Mr. Von Don and I talk over living arrangements while you guys get settled in? This room, do the Von Don home. The lower floor, the Frank home. And Peter, I know your space is tiny, but you'll be near your parents. Actually, I'm glad you brought a cat. Pete warned us. There could be rats.
Rats? Oh my God.
I'm sure Mushi can take care of a few rats. Come, Petronella. Let's go up to the attic and bring our dishes down. All our boxes are up there.
Never could we thank you, Mr. Frank. If it weren't for you, I don't know what would have happened to us.
You can imagine how your husband helped me when I first came to Amsterdam. Not knowing a soul, not able to be acquainted with the area. I don't know if I could ever repay him. He's an excellent business partner.
Well, that's true.
God, it's hot.
You took off that precious coat for 1 minute, you feel a lot cooler.
Come, Edith. You haven't rested your eyes since yesterday.
I slept, Father. Isn't it funny? Even though I knew it was the last night in my own bed.
You can sleep through almost anything. Now take off your shoes before you forget. You two, Peter, shoes.
Are you sure you're not too tired, Hanukkah?
I'm fine, Mother.
You can't do that. They'll arrest you if you go out without your scar.
Who's going out? This way I don't have to be branded.
Right. We don't need them anymore. Remember when it first started? People tried to look the other way, but somehow their eyes always landed right there. Well, they're so tight.
The day they made me wear the star was the worst day of my life.
Do you know Annelie Goslar?
No,
Guilty of all?
never heard of her.
But you've heard of me.
That's because my father is your father's business partner.
You've heard of me. You've heard of me. I'm famous at my school.
That's true in a way.
What do you mean?
And you mustn't bother Peter.
I'm not bothering him. Mushy. Mushy.
Mushy either. Now everyone, tonight we'll have our first real supper together.
Thank you.
He's awfully shy.
Feel like him. I know.
I hope so, Kim. Because he's the only boy I know to see for months. Oh, months. Maybe a year. I can't believe. Kim! My movie stars, you remembered! Wait, where's my diary? Oh. Oh, I forgot to pack pencils.
No, Anne, don't put on those stairs.
It was only for a minute.
Never, Anne. This is what hiding means going to hiding. One mistake could cost us our lives.
I know, Father.
But every day, meat and Mr. Kraler will bring us food, books, and their precious company. They're friends, Anne. That's rare these days. Besides, if the Nazis found out they were hiding us, they'd be deported too.
Your fountain pen.
Your fountain pen, not.
Oh, Pim! Pim, what a darling you are!
All those bags of beans and potatoes. Is that what we'll be eating every night? How much variety is there?
Don't listen to her. What she can do with beans and potatoes, oh, it's a great cook.
Lucky for us.
Even with beans, you'll see. Am I going to miss those gourmet meals?
Pretty self-exaggerated.
I wouldn't seem content from there.
It's hard to tell with them, but I think we'll be all right.
All right, Mrs. Von Dam will be here at 6 for preparing supper.
6 o'clock, yes.
I'm away from the kitchen bedroom now. If they're working, they'll be here anymore.
Maybe it's a mistake, all of us going into hiding together. They say it's better for families to separate. That way if we're caught, betrayed, at least the children.
The children don't understand why we separated. We couldn't board with it. No more than we. Come here. Let's be quiet.
Are you all right, Margot?
I'm still shaking. Feel my hands.
Well, don't worry. We're here now. Can't get you anymore.
Yes, we're here.
Und wir dafür einzubringen entschlossen bis zum letzten Hauch. Dieses Deutschland, der deutsche Volksgemeinschaft aller deutschen Stämme, das Großdeutsche Reich, sieg heil! Sieg
It's the silence. frightens me the most. Each time I hear a step on the street, a creak in the house, I'm sure they're coming for us. I wander from room to room, feeling like a songbird whose wings have been ripped off and keeps hurling itself against the bars of its cage. Let me out, where there's fresh air and laughter. But then I remember the Jews, who are not in hiding, and I know this place is paradise. We're as quiet as baby mice. Who would have dreamed that Quicksilver Anne would have to sit still for hours and, what's more, could?
Does anyone see my shoes?
Shoes?
You took them, didn't you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're gonna be sorry.
Am I?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wait till I get you.
I'm waiting! I'm waiting! I'm waiting! Here. Whoa, you're strong, but you won't get them away from me. Bet you didn't think I was so strong, did you? Ooh, you're getting really mad. I'm making you mad now.
Hey, Peter!
Dance with me, Peter.
I don't know how.
I'll teach you.
I don't want any lessons.
Please.
I have to give Mushi his supper.
Can I watch?
He doesn't like people around when he eats.
Oh, quiet. Quiet like a little mouse. He likes mice, doesn't he?
No!
You shouldn't play with Peter like that. It's not dignified.
I want to be dignified.
You complain that I don't treat you like a grown-up, but when I do, you resent it.
I just want to have a little fun. What's wrong with that boy?
He's not used to girls, especially girls like our little Hanukkah.
Dance with me, Margot.
I have to help with supper.
We don't practice. Forget.
All right, all right.
See, everyone? Margot's the real dancer in the family. Him!
Ah, dancing. Where's Peter?
In his room.
His father will kill him if he catches him with that cat again. Anne, darling, do me a favor and get Peter out of his room.
Peter! Oh, Peter!
What?
Your mother wants you to come out.
You know what your father says.
I'll feed Mushi.
Alright, just give him a supper and right out.
Is there any way to talk to your little girlfriend?
Mother, please.
Look, he's blushing.
You're crazy. She's only 13.
So, you're 16. Your father's older than I am. I tell you, Mr. Frank, if we're here much longer, we're liable to be related. Oh, I think I have a run here.
Some run.
God, I hate this.
Good evening, everybody. I would love to stay for supper, but I'm so shy I can barely get a word out.
Alright. I heard about you. How you talked so much in class, Mr. Keesing called you Miss Quack Quack, and made you write a whole composition. Quack Quack says Miss Quack Quack.
Go on, tell them the rest. How it was so good he read it out loud to our class and all his other classes.
I know about you. Always joking,
No, always joke.
always mocking, making fun of people.
I don't always make fun of. You're the most infuriating boy I've ever met.
That's right, Anne, you give it to him.
Of all the boys I said,
Quack, quack, quack. And from now on, stay out of my room.
think we both better give up algebra.
I've no idea. How you always do. Brilliant.
You might have used the subjunctive here.
Where? Mrs. Von Don? May I try on your coat?
And, of course you may. My father gave me this coat the year before he died. He always bought the best money he could buy.
Did you have a lot of boyfriends before you were married?
And it isn't courteous to ask personal questions.
Why not? I had a problem with liars who couldn't keep their eyes off me.
Our house was always swarming with boys. I remember the summer I was 16.
Oh God, here we go again.
Who's talking to you? We had a big house in Riverhaven. All those boys came buzzing like bees around a honey pot. My father was always very worried with all those boys buzzing around. He told me if any of them get fresh, you tell them. Remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember, I'm a lady.
Remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember I'm a lady.
Very good. All right, that's enough.
What have you got to write about that's so important all the time? How much does a 13-year-old have to say?
Just because someone's young doesn't mean they don't have anything to say, Mr. Van Dam.
Please, don't I have any privacy?
Petronella, could you please tell me what could possibly be so private?
Oh, you know how it is at that age, pretty. Everything's private, even brushing your teeth.
So she doesn't write anything about me in that private diary of yours.
Don't be ridiculous, really, pretty. You can be so childish sometimes.
Still haven't finished your French? You ought to be ashamed.
I know. I know I'm a hopeless case.
You are not hopeless. He's not hopeless. He just doesn't have anyone to help him like the girls do. Maybe you could, Mr. Brown.
I'm sure his father.
Oh, not me. You won't listen to me.
What do you say here?
Oh, Mr. Frick, you're an angel. I don't know why I didn't meet you on that one over there.
Come here, let's show me what chapter you're on.
You listen to Mr. Frank, Peter. Mr. Frank is a highly educated man.
Nothing's hard enough without you sprawling all over the place.
You didn't smoke so much, but you would be so ill-tempered.
Am I smoking? Do you see me smoking?
Don't tell me you used up all those cigarettes.
One package? We only brought one package.
You're smoking up all our money.
You shut up! What are you staring at?
I've never seen adults quarrel before. I only thought children quarreled and wore off when you grew up.
This isn't a quarrel. It's a discussion. And I've never heard children so rude before.
Rude? Me? I don't know how you
And dear, would you please bring my minute? I must remember that's meat from a wolf.
I have the library book for her to return. And I need some hairpins and some soap.
Please, some starch, some tea, some biscuits, a movie star magazine. Tell us all the latest news. Meat. It's a wonder meat has a life of her own. Did you know she's engaged to somebody young? She's crazy about him, but terrified the Nazis will take him and put him in a war plant in Germany. That's what they do with all the young Dutchmen these days. They scoop them up.
Suppose you try sitting still for 5 minutes.
And come have your milk.
Talk! Chatter! It's a wonder we all have been discovered and shot. Why do you have to show off all the time? Why can't you be quiet like your sister Margaret? Be a good girl.
Not me. I'm going to be remarkable. I'm going to Paris.
Really?
Someday, I'm going to be a famous writer, or a singer, or a dancer someday.
Oh my God, my coat, my beautiful fur coat.
I'm sorry.
Do you know what my father paid for this coat? Look at it.
It's very, very
I
sorry.
will kill you for this.
Petronella!
You can't behave like this.
It's an accident. Anyone can have an accident.
I'm not just talking about the coat, Anne. We're all living under great stress, but you don't see Marco getting into arguments with the Von Dons.
Margot never gets into arguments with anyone. Margot's perfect.
I'm not perfect.
She's courteous. She keeps her distance, and they respect her for it. Try to be more like Margot.
And have them walk over me? No, thank you.
You don't walk over me.
Oh, yes, they do. All over you.
I'm not afraid they'll walk over you, Anne. I'm afraid you'll walk all over them. I don't know what happens to you.
Yes, Mother. No, Mother. Anything you say, Mother. People aren't like that anymore. I can't do everything for you.
Margot doesn't do everything for me.
Margot. That's all I ever hear.
And don't be so dramatic.
Everything she does is right, and everything I do is wrong. If I talk, I'm a show-off. If I answer, I'm rude, selfish. If I eat too much, stupid, cowardly, complete disappointment. I'll never live up to your expectations. I'll never be Margot.
And your father chooses to shut his eyes to these things. I can't even remember the way life used to be.
Me! It's me!
Me, her darling me.
Someone have their list.
I have mine. Now you get your library book, darling.
Me!
How are you, Mr. Critter?
Oh, what's it like outside? Oh,
When he comes, the sun begins to shine.
We missed you yesterday, Mr. Crayla. Where did you stay for dinner?
where did you go today? What did you see? Did anyone interesting come to the office?
Thank you, but there's something we need to talk over. Something that needs to be decided immediately.
What? What is it, Mr. Crayla?
Each time we come, we try to bring a bit of good news, but up here you just can't know how bad things have become outside.
There's a dentist, Alfred Dussel. He's Jewish. He's been living with a Christian woman, but today he asked me if I knew of a safe address. He's desperate. I promised I'd let him know.
Absolutely, mate. Of course. Dussel, I will let you know then.
That's great news.
Yes, but where is he going to sleep? There's barely enough room.
I apologize. I spoke without consulting you.
It's just that there's so little food.
I've tried, Mr. Von Don. There's just no more ration books to be had.
Where 7 can eat, 8 can eat as well.
I hope so.
We can save one person, we must.
Well, you're right. Of course.
Yes, definitely. Mr. Curl will go to meet him. I'll bring him up.
Tomorrow.
Thank you. It's fine to have him, but where are we going to put him?
He can have my bed. I'll sleep on the floor.
That's very nice of you, Peter, but there's hardly enough space for you.
I know. Mr. Dussel can have my bed. I'll move in with you and Mother.
No. Mr. Dussel can, Margot will move in with us, and Mr. Dussel can have her bed. It's the only way.
Why? Why can't I move in?
Because it would be proper for Margot to... Please, Anne, don't argue. It's settled.
As far as I'm concerned, Mother can go jump in a lake. I don't know why I've taken such a terrible dislike to her, but I can imagine her dying someday, while Papa's death seems inconceivable to me. That's mean to me, I know, but I can't help the way I feel. She's not a mother to me. I've had to mother myself. Who can I turn to? Only my darling. I have to become a good person on my own, but I know it'll make me stronger in the end. Three and a half months in the annex, and we're all eagerly awaiting our newest arrival. I wonder what he'll be like. Heap says he's quiet, refined, and by all accounts, an excellent dentist. He's meeting Mr. Craven at 11 o'clock sharp this morning at a certain place in front of the post office. It's all very exciting and totally nerve-wracking. What will happen if they get caught? Those last few hours are most dangerous for a Jew who goes into hiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's done.
Everything went smoothly. Mr. Dussel was at the appointed place at the appointed time. He had to wear Jan's coat over his office jacket so no one could see the other dog. He was amazed to be brought to the center of Amsterdam, rather than the countryside where so many hiding places are. Little did he know, we were right upstairs, waiting for him.
Mr. Frank, Otto Frank, I heard you were in Switzerland. A patient of mine told me you escaped to Basel or Belgium or someplace.
That's what everyone thinks. The Nazis included. We know it.
We tricked them.
We're so glad you've come, Mr. Dussel.
How can I thank you?
Don't thank us. Thank me, Mr. Craven.
Without them, we couldn't live.
Aren't you scared of me? Sometimes.
We're not heroes.
Oh, much too modest there, Beach.
We just don't like the Nazis, anything about them.
Come, Mr. Dussel. Sit down. You must be worn out.
Let's all have a little toast for Mr. Dussel.
Cognac. We're saving it in case of illness, but
What better time is any? To Mr. Dussel, we're honored to have you with us.
Prost!
Roast.
Prost!
it's delicious. Too bad there's so little of it.
Mr. Dussel, I believe we know someone in common. Dr. Kinsler? We knew each other back in the old days in Frankfurt. What is it?
Dr. Kinsler was taken last month. Beethoven's job. They took the whole block.
Mr. Dussel, what is happening outside?
All over Amsterdam. Jews are disappearing, torn out of bed in the middle of the night. God screams. Children come home from school. Their parents are gone. Women come back from shopping. Whole families vanished. It's impossible to escape unless you go into hiding. Thousands are being taken away, deported. The Bloombergs, Professor Hallenstein.
Oh God, no.
You have 5 minutes to pack only what you can carry in a rucksack. Herded into the Jewish theater for days, weeks sometimes, and then Westerbork, the transit camp. From there, every Tuesday, like clockwork, a train leaves for the east.
Mr. Dussel, do you know the Goslars? Their daughter Annalie and I, we've been friends since we were 4. They didn't come for them, did they? No, not Annalie.
There's a family by the name...
No!
Mr. Dussel, imagine most get settled before dinner. Sorry we can't offer your own room. I trust you don't mind sharing one with Anne.
Forgive me for upsetting you.
No, you had to tell us. We had to know.
Anne, let's show Mr. Dussel to your room.
Leave. Thank you for everything.
All he said. So terrible. Some different what Mr. Kraler's been telling us.
I like to put it the way Kraler told it.
I've never shared a room with a man before. I hope he'll be a suitable companion. I know you'll miss the woman you lived with terribly.
Charlotte and I have never been apart. I couldn't tell her where I was going. I didn't know myself.
You weren't supposed to. None of our friends did. It would have been too dangerous. Not just for us, but for them. Your Charlotte.
You're a very bright young lady. I hope you'll bear with me.
I hope you'll bear with me. I seem to irritate everyone around here. What was she like, your Charlotte?
Charming. Beautiful. You'd like her. She's not Jewish, you know.
Oh, I know. Pete told us. That's my bed. And that's Margot's, where you'll sleep. I know it's small and dark in here, but if you peek through the blacked-out window, you'll see the most beautiful chestnut tree in the whole world. I can't wait till it's in blossom, though. I hope the war will be over and we'll all be home by then. About the rooms. Margot usually had it in the afternoons, and I had it in the mornings. Would that be all right with you?
Actually, I'm not at my best in the mornings.
Then you take the mornings and I'll take the afternoons. Is that your dental equipment? Oh, I can't wait to see it. I love those little mirrors. Are you going to fill all our cavities?
It's not easy being a dentist, you know. Children don't understand that.
What do you mean?
Everyone hates going to the dentist, but believe me, it's no fun for us. Everyone hates us.
That's awful.
Let me ask you something. When you're in here, where do I go? Out there with those people?
And Mushi.
Who's Mushi?
Peter's cat.
Cat! No one told me there'd be a cat here.
Oh, Mushi's the sweetest cat in the world.
I hate cats. They're terrifying. They give me asthma.
Don't worry. Peter keeps him in his room all the time anyway.
Let's hope so. By the way, Mr. Kraler spoke of a schedule.
Mainly about when we have to be quiet and when we can use the WC. You can use it now.
No, thank you.
Mr. Dussel, you don't understand how important the WC can be when you're hiding, especially when you're scared.
I understand. Now, if you don't mind, I think I'll lie down a bit before supper. It helps with the digestion.
You rest, Mr. Dussel. I'll try my best to make you feel at home.
This is Colin Rees Parker with the BBC Radio Europe, November 12th. Yesterday, German forces entered unoccupied France. Acting quickly to counter sweeping Allied gains, Hitler sent armored columns to occupy Vichy France. The Vichy regime came to an end, and with it, the final pretense that part of France was a free zone.
I couldn't sleep that night, even after Father tucked me in. I feel wicked sleeping in a warm bed, where all my friends are at the mercy of the cruelest monsters to ever walk the earth. And all because they're Jewish. We assume most of them have been murdered. BBC says they're being gassed. Perhaps that's the quickest way to die. All we can do is wait for the war to end. The whole world is waiting, and we are waiting for death.
Acton, the list for Tuesday's train. 1,000 million west of Rotterdam for labor service in the east, no exemptions.
No, don't let them take me.
Quiet.
I won't get on the train.
Stop it. You'll get us all killed.
Anne, darling, you're here, safe. It was a dream, my angel. You were having a dream.
They're getting worse, Mrs. Frank. I hardly sleep anymore. I spend half my night shushing her.
Oh, Anne, little Anne.
Every night, Mrs. Frank, every night.
Please, Mr. Dussel, go back to sleep. She'll be right in a minute.
What happened? Another nightmare.
Sounded like someone was murdering her.
Can I get you some water? It was a bad dream, wasn't it? Do you want to tell me? Sometimes it helps.
No, thank you, Mother.
Try and sleep now. I'll sit right beside you.
I'd rather you didn't.
I see. Good night, then.
Mother, can you ask Father to come in? Please?
She wants you, Otto. She's still trembling. It's all right. Go to her.
It's a phase.
You weren't like this.
I'm more like you. It's not that she doesn't love you.
Pim, I dreamt that they broke through the bookcase in the middle of the night and took us all away. The train whistled, Pim, the train moving to the east. I didn't yell terribly loud, did I? You don't think they heard outside? I know what you're thinking, but I can't help it. I just don't love her. We don't get along. We never have, and now I hate being hooked up with her. I don't get along with anyone here. It's my nightmares, Pim. Everyone hates me for having them, and I can't stop them from coming.
We're all having nightmares, Anne. Your mom has them too. Such terrible nightmares. She's having a terrible time.
No. I know. I'm trying. I have a better, finer side. But it's as if I'm split in two. What's good? What's bad? Pim, I don't know. I'm trying to be better. But what if it means shutting myself off? Hiding how I feel.
I understand. We've always understood each other, you and I. You taught me something the day that we first arrived here.
Me?
Remember the day we first came here? Margot and your mother were numb, couldn't speak, couldn't move. I was wrecked with worry. But you You were calling it an adventure. Now every time I read my Dickens, it takes me to a whole other place where I feel safe. You have something too. A diary. You're lucky.
Lucky.
You can write down your thoughts, your feelings, all down on paper.
The house is shaking.
Our plans are soon will be over.
That night, after the radio broadcast, Tim asked, what was the first thing we wanted to do once we were liberated? I'd be so thrilled I wouldn't know where to begin. I longed to be back at school with my friends, ride a bike, whistle, laugh until it hurts. I wonder if anyone will not think about whether I'm Jewish. Just a young girl badly in need of some good plain fun. Margaret said,
I want to go dancing. Learn the latest step and fly all over the room in a new pair of dancing shoes.
The movies. I'd love to go to the movies. A Western. That is, if they ever decide to let us in again.
I'm longing for a real cup of coffee. With cream, sugar. No, a whole pot.
A bath, a hot bath and a bathtub. Lying there luxuriating for hours and then cream scented soaps my back.
and Pootie said,
Cream cakes. First thing out of here, I'm going to Burkhoff's for cream cakes. Charlotte, just to look at her, listen to her, for hours.
You know what I want? To pack a picnic and take the family to the seashore for the whole day.
Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadliknen shel Hanukkah. Amen.
Amen. That was very moving.
it's not over yet. There's still the song, presents.
And no latkes either.
Don't remind me.
I make the best latkes you've ever tasted.
Please, I can't bear it.
What's in there, darling?
Presents! For Margot, read it out loud.
You never lose your temper. You never will, I fear. You're just too good, but if you should, put all your crosswords here. A new crossword puzzle book.
It's not new, it's yours. I rubbed it all out, but if you wait a while and forget, you can do it all over again.
Oh, Anne, it's wonderful.
For Mrs. Von Don,
Oh, how beautiful. What's in it?
shampoo. I mixed pieces of soap with the last of my toilet water.
How sweet. Thank you, Anne.
Von Don. Now this is something you want more than anything in the world.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait. What can it be? Cigarette.
Him found some tobacco in the pocket button of his coat. We made it. He made it. But it's real tobacco, I promise.
We'll see. Thank you, Ed. I need it. Truly.
Mother,
Here's an IOU. I promise to pay 10 hours of doing whatever you say.
Gee, I wish I had that little slip of paper. 10 hours. You wouldn't mind selling it, would you, Mrs. Frank?
Never. It's the best present I've ever had.
for Father.
I'm supposed to get anything. Oh,
I made it with bits of wool I found. Nobody helped me. Not Margot, not even Mother. I knitted it in the dark after I went to bed.
And after keeping me up half the night writing in that diary of hers.
I'm afraid it looks better in the dark.
it looks perfect to me. Thank you, Anne. I shall treasure it.
From Mushi.
Oh, and ribbons from your ballet shoes.
On behalf of Musha, thank you. It's very sweet of you.
And from Miss Quack Quack. Go ahead, open it.
You sure nothing's gonna jump out and bite?
What is it? A razor! Meat got it for me, and you really could use one now.
What for?
Put his upper lip. It's got a little something growing there.
Put a little milk on it. Let the cat lick it off. Think it's funny, do you? Well, I like it. Thanks, man.
Last but not least, my roommate, Mr. Dussel.
Got me some. Capsules. 2 capsules. Not poison, I hope.
Earplugs. So you don't have to hear me thrash around with them. I made them out of cotton and candle wax. Go ahead. Try them. See if they work. Are you ready?
What?
Are you ready?
Good God! They've got inside my head! Help! Help! Only kidding. Thank you, man. They're wonderful. Real Hanukkah.
I don't know how she did it.
One last thing.
What is it?
One present, just one.
Who for? Show us.
For your mother, for tonight.
The music box. Otto, how did you...
I saved it for you. I was expecting to be here until Hanukkah. I brought it just in case.
This goes all the way back to my great-grandmother. Your father's an angel for saving it.
Why didn't you save anything of mine?
Listen.
Look, Mushi loves his present. Here! Get that cat out of here! Cat? What cat? It doesn't have to be the cat. His clothes are enough. Don't worry, we're getting rid of it. Finally you listen to me.
I'm not doing it for you, Dussel. Just sick of those damn fleas. Out he goes.
Mr. Von Dunn, you can't do that. That's Peter's cat. Peter loves that cat.
If he goes, I go.
So go. Go.
You're not going and the cat's not going. You tell me. Sit down, Mr. Dussel. It's Hanukkah. Time for celebration. Girls, sing the song. Oh,
Little lady, do you hear anything?
I think they're gone.
Gestapo?
Well, the Gestapo, they'd be up here by now.
Mary's a thief.
Could you do something?
There's nothing to do.
I'm going now.
Papa, get something.
No, Margaret, get back here.
Maybe we can buy the hot for our money.
Keep still.
Wait till they drag us away. Do
Will
something.
you keep still?
Please.
Quiet. I'll go. Sit down.
Someone get Papa.
Quiet, everyone.
It was a thief.
How do you know?
He took the cash box. The noise must have scared him. He ran so fast he left the outside door wide open.
We may be safe, but we're in even greater danger now.
Mr. Dussel.
Now someone knows we're up here. Why were you pointing at it? It was an accident. It could happen to any one of us.
You mean to tell me a thief is going to go to the police and say, hey, I was robbing this place the other night and I heard this noise above my head? You think a thief is going to see that?
Yes, I do.
Well, you're crazy.
I think maybe someday he'll get caught by the police, and they'll make a bargain with him. If he tells them where some Jews are hiding, he'll get off. Maybe they'll even reward him. 7.5 guilders a Jew.
Please, Papa, let's just go.
Go.
Where would we go?
Into the streets?
No one's leaving. We've survived for 6 months. We're going on. And Margot, the song, please.
Sometimes I see myself alone in a dungeon without father and mother. Or I'm roaming the streets, or the annex is on fire, or they come in the middle of the night to take us away and I know it could happen soon. I see the 8 of us in the annex as if we were a patch of blue sky threatened by menacing black clouds. We're surrounded by darkness and danger, and in our desperate search for a way out, we keep bumping into each other. We see the fighting below and the peace and beauty above. We're cut off by a menacing dark mass of clouds that can go neither up nor down. It looms before us, an impenetrable wall. I can only cry out and implore, open wide! Let us out! Hugging the nice winter. I don't know if I remember. Do I remember you from the band? Oh, yeah. You were playing with Dan. Oh, no, I'm not remembering yet.
I just got rejected. You were playing with rock?
So yeah, we'll see you guys.
It's good.
So what I was going to say, so I guess we'll figure out next week.
Yeah, we'll try.
Saturday, January 1st, 1990. Another new year has begun, and we're in the middle of the great terror known as winter. We've been here 1 year, 5 months, 25 days. We're all thinner, paler, and a lot hungrier. We've been plagued by medical problems. Someone's always suffering from something. Although we can't call a doctor, our favorite dentist is never on our way.
Please, Mrs. Fondant, could you just stay still
Oh, God, you're killing me.
a little bit longer? I'm almost done.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Mrs. Fondant, you've got my instrument stuck in your tooth.
That's pull out!
Stop, you're making it go any further.
Look, there, I got it. I'm lucky. I've been healthy. In fact, I can grow. So much that I can't even fit into my shoes anymore. Not to talk about anything else. And there's another change. Something happening inside. Each time I get my period, and it's only been 3 times, I feel that, despite the pain, I have a sweet secret. And I long for the time I'll feel that secret again. Sometimes, when I lie in bed at night, I have a terrible urge to touch my breasts and listen to the beating of my heart. Once, when I spent the night at Yopi's, I could no longer restrain my curiosity about her body, which she always kept hidden from me. I asked if, as proof of our friendship, we could touch each other's breasts. She refused. I also had a terrible desire to kiss her, which I did. When I see the female nude, such as Venus, in my art history book, I go into ecstasy. Sometimes, so much so, I struggle to hold back my tears, and there's another thing. Peter. And he looks at me with those eyes.
Happy New Year, Meep.
Happy New Year. You smell like the wind.
You really should have this day to yourself. We're glad that you've come.
I was wondering if you'd take this letter for Charlotte for the new year.
Of course. Feeling better, Margo? A little. And maybe it's making you feel better yet. Look, the cake, the cake.
Cake? I'll get the
plate.
Is that your special spice cake?
Spice cake, exactly. Your favorite.
Everyone's favorite.
Oh, spice cake. Meek, you must have used up all your rations for the rest of the week.
Oh, and how sweet. She wrote peace in 1944.
Last year it was peace in 1943.
Well, it has to come sometime, doesn't it?
Let's hope it will. Here's the knife, Petronella. Now, how many of us are there?
None for me, thank you.
Oh, but you must.
Well, that leaves 7. 8. 8, the same number it always is. I took it for granted Margaret wouldn't have it.
Why not?
I don't think a piece of cake would harm her.
Just don't want her to start coughing again. 8, all right, 8. And please, Mrs. Frank should do the cutting. Mrs. Frank divides things better.
What are you saying? Don't I always give everyone exactly the same?
Yes, everyone always gets exactly the same. Except Mr. Von Don always gets a little bit more.
Now, just a minute.
Please. Me, just have a little spice cake and get our beds.
Here, Mrs. Frank, you cut.
Oh, that smell. Meek, are you sure you won't have a piece?
No, thank you. I have to leave in a minute.
Beef shin. Jan is lucky to get a woman who can bake like this.
Jan, tell us about Jan.
Jan's taking me to a party today.
Oh, meet the party. Be sure to remember everything so you can tell us about it tomorrow. All the boys you dance with.
Jan, only with Jan. Oh, I seem to have forgotten something. For someone. What? I can't stand this suspense.
Oh my, Meek, where did you find those?
You can't even get slippers from the black market these days.
Look, they match incredible.
I'm grown up, ready for Hollywood.
Enjoy them, Anne. And don't worry, I'll give you a full report tomorrow.
Me. There's something I'd like you to do.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
What is it?
He wants to sell her for a coat.
No, Rudy, don't do this to me. This is my coat. I've had this coat for 17 years. My father gave me this coat. You have no right. Don't you dare let it go.
You have to give it up.
Let go of it, please.
You have no right to hold on to a fur coat when people are in such desperate need of warm clothing. Besides, I'm broke. I'm running out of money for months. I have to sell it.
Mrs. Frank?
Oh, Meek, I remember when a New Year was something to look forward to.
Mrs. Frank, you mustn't give up hope.
There's no hope to be had. I know that. I knew it the night Hitler came to power. When that voice came screaming out of the radio, I sat there, paralyzed. Now in London, what is the Dutch Queen doing? What are they all doing? They aren't even mentioning the word Jew, Meek. I can't talk about this with the others.
I understand, Mrs. Frank.
I know they're making plans, counting the days till the war is over, but I have to tell you, I feel the end will never come.
Forgive me, Mrs. Frank, but you must try and take things a little easier. They need you. The children need you.
I'm ashamed to feel this way. I know you and Mr. Curley have it just as hard.
No, Mrs. Frank, you don't.
Thank you for listening to me.
No. Sene que tu penses?
Penser. Penser from penser, to think. Scoubler fait beaucoup.
What?
Scoubler fait pas.
You're going too fast.
Oui, je sais.
Gisette, I know that one.
Bon, dis-moi la page suivante, s'il vous plaît.
I just don't understand. I would have never have done anything like that to you.
Cole was 17 years old, for God's sake. Those kids have definitely seen their day.
That's not the point, and you know it.
I know we need the money. We have no money. Can you get that through your head? Don't talk to her like that.
You never understood anything.
Oh, God, here we go.
That coat was the last thing a whole world coat gone.
You still have us, haven't you?
You took the last memory of my father away.
Do we have to hear about your father again? If it wasn't for your father, your coat, the apartment, all our goddamn possessions, we'd be in America by now!
Don't talk to her like that!
You too, you know, you didn't want
I only stayed because of you! Believe me, I knew which way the wind was blowing.
If I could just say one
No, you ain't not. You say too much already. It's none of your business anyway.
You shouldn't have said that, Mother. What? You hurt her feelings.
Oh, well, I apologize, all right? I apologize to everyone.
You left this.
Thank you.
I'm sorry about what happened in there. I wish I could have said something. I just can't stand it. Just wish I didn't belong to them. I hope I never end up
You won't. I know it.
like him. What if I'm like him?
You're not. Believe me.
All I can say is, if it wasn't for you, you've always been a big help.
Me.
Yeah. When we're sad, it really helps when you're cheerful.
I'm not always cheerful. Inside.
Really?
It's hard. You want to cry or something? There's no place to go.
See, it's easier for me, I guess. When there's a fight with my parents, I just duck into my own room.
You're lucky you have a room of your own.
You're lucky you can talk to your parents.
Not Mother. We never discuss anything serious with Mother. She wouldn't understand. I can talk about everything with Father, except Mother. It's hard to be intimate with someone if they're holding something back, don't you think?
Well, I think your father's terrific.
He likes you too.
Oh, you think?
I can tell from the little things. You know, it's funny.
What?
Well, it's been here almost a year and a half, and this is the first time we really talked.
I know what you mean.
You know, Peter, I never really had a friend, someone I could truly confide in.
Me neither. Smile for me.
Why?
You have dimples when you smile.
Dimples. The only mark of beauty I possess.
That's not true. You're pretty.
Really?
Yeah. You.
The sun is shining. The sky's a deep blue. There's a magnificent breeze. I'm longing, so longing for everything. I walk from room to room, breathe through the crack in the window frames, my heart beating as if to say, can't you fulfill this longing at last? I long for every boy and Peter, I want to shout, say something, don't just smile at me, touch me so I can get that delicious feeling again. I feel spring within me, I feel spring awakening. I feel it in my entire body and soul. I'm utterly confused, I don't know what to read, to do, to write. I only know I'm longing.
What is it tonight? I have to. I have to be prepared. Can't eat this again. Pickles, kale, rotten potatoes. Every night for weeks now. Something wrong, Mr. Dussel? You try cooking for a change. It's insulting my wife.
I think you prepared the kale very well, Mrs. Mondale. How would you do it?
Mr. Franco is to solve the likeness.
Every night, another miracle.
Careful, Mr. Dussel. You don't want to clog the pipes like last week.
Rudy, please.
You're not eating, Margot. Eat. You have to eat.
I'm not hungry.
She won't eat it. Peter will eat it.
Come on, Margot, just take a bite.
Okay. She eats like a bird. Look at her every day, smell my bird. Mark, I'm doing the best I can. I'm sorry, Mrs. Van Dawkins. Anne's eating. Peter's eating. How do you do it, Anne?
Well, I don't look at it, pretend it's delicious, and before I know it, it's gone.
Very wise, Hanukkah.
I eat because I'm hungry.
Come on, Margot. You have to force yourself. You're too thin.
She's not the only one. We're all famished.
This war ever be over? This war would be over a lot sooner if the goddamn British would start the invasion.
Please, not tonight.
The British are fighting for their lives.
They'll do something when the time is right.
When we're dead and buried, you mean? It's amazing how strong those Germans are.
It's amazing. Those Germans are so strong they're going to win the war. Is that what you're saying?
They might. They very well might. If the British don't get moving.
They're moving, for crying out loud. 3,000 tons of bombs dropped on Hamburg last Sunday. Isn't that enough for you?
No.
How many bombs do you need?
Enough so we don't have to worry about going to Poland.
Please, Mr. Dussel, hurry up.
For God's sakes, hurry.
Mr. Dussel!
She can't hold it any longer.
Please, Mr. Dussel!
Mr. Dussel, the line is forming again. Think I like spending my life in there?
Mr. Quill!
I'm sorry to come at this hour, but something's happened.
What?
I must ask you all to be more careful, more quiet.
What is it?
A man in the storeroom a few days ago asked, "What do you hear of Mr. Frank?" I said that I had heard a rumor that you were in Switzerland. He said he'd heard that too and thought I might be something more. And then today, while signing some invoices, I looked up and saw him staring at the bookcase. My God! He said he thought he remembered a door there, but then he quickly changed subjects, asking for more money. 10 more guilders a month. Blackmail.
10 guilders, very modest blackmail.
It's just the beginning.
What did you tell him?
I told him I had to think about it. Should I pay him the money, take a chance on firing him,
For
or...
God's sake, pay him the money.
Offer him half. We'll find out if it's blackmail or not.
Maybe he knows nothing. No one can be trusted. It gets more dangerous out there every day. I must ask you all to be more quiet. Quiet! All for half.
Thank you.
We'll hope for the best.
Thank you.
Mother? Please don't cry. I can't bear to see you this way.
Don't worry, Anne. Come back to me. I'll be right in a minute.
I'd rather stay here. With you.
And now from London, a message from the Dutch Minister of Education, Mr. Gerrit Hoogstraten.
History cannot be written on the basis of official documents alone. If our descendants are to understand what we as a nation have endured during these years, we need simple, everyday pieces. A diary, letters from a forced laborer in Germany.
A diary? Did he just say a diary? I'll start revising it tomorrow. Maybe one day I could even publish a novel. The secret annex, based on my diary. Unless you write yourself, you can't understand how wonderful it feels when I write and shake off all my cares. But I want to achieve more than that. I want to be useful in bringing enjoyment to all people. Even those I've never met. I want to keep on living even after my death.
Mr. Dussel is getting awfully impatient out there.
Let him. I'm waiting for him all the time.
Are you going up to the attic with Peter again? We've already spent so much time there today.
Twice. Once to practice French together and once to get the potatoes for supper.
But you know Mrs. Van Daan. She's going to comment for every little thing.
She can't help it. It's in her nature. Besides, I don't think it's Mrs. Van Daan that's upsetting you.
I'm not upset.
Really? You're not jealous of Peter and me? I'd be insanely jealous if it were you and
Yes, I imagine you would be, but I'm not.
Be honest, Marco.
Who wouldn't want someone to visit every night? Have a few serious conversations with, and who knows what else? Yes, I'm jealous, but not of you and Peter. I just like someone of my own. I'm happy you have someone.
Oh, Marco, you're such a generous person. Besides, there's nothing to be jealous of. We haven't done anything. He hasn't even kissed me yet.
The kiss will come.
I'm not sure I want it to.
Oh, yes, you do. I know you. You can't help yourself. It's in your nature. Wait. Let me fix your hair. There. Are you ready?
I presume I may finally get back into my room.
So,
Thank you so much.
And again, look at her. It's cold up there. You better bundle up.
Some people in the field that have secrets. The attic's the only place they can talk.
That's not what they called it in my day.
I think a little romance may be developing in our little annex.
Or here much longer, we may even have a little annex wedding.
Frankly, I can't stand this stupid shadow 1 minute longer. And don't forget to be down by 9.
I guess they don't realize how much more advanced we are.
I like the shoes. I've always liked the shoes.
He does everything just right.
She likes you a lot.
I love her, but I hate having to ask her for absolutely everything. Doesn't it make you miserable being so dependent on people?
I'm not miserable anymore, I mean. Even bumping into you on the stairs,
I feel the same way.
You've changed. You used to be a real pain in the neck.
My life then seemed so free. Nothing to do with growing in my life. I see myself then as an utterly superficial girl. And go back to being her for the world.
You sure know a lot about yourself. Probably from all that writing.
If I didn't write how I feel, what I think, I'd suffocate. But I want to be a real writer one day. I know I can do it. I'm my harshest critic. But I wonder whether or not I actually have talent. What do you want to do?
I don't know. Something that doesn't require too much brains. Maybe if I had your drive.
Don't be ridiculous.
No, Mr. I'm a complete idiot.
You're too hard on yourself.
I had nothing going on for me on the outside.
But don't you miss some... Peter, I miss so many things. Sometimes I dream I'm back in my old apartment. I wake up and wonder, why can't I go outside? And... Oh, look at the moon. Oh, the moonlight shining in our attic. It's beautiful.
Are you cold?
No, maybe just a little.
Here.
Peter, have you ever kissed a girl?
Yeah. Yeah.
How? When?
I have no idea who she was. It was on my birthday and I was blindfolded.
Well, there's nothing wrong with kissing somebody. Although, Margot would never kiss a boy unless she were engaged to him. And Mother never even touched a man before she met him. My girlfriends would say, Anne, how scandalous, but who cares what they think? Everything is different now. Here.
You called it our attic before, did you mean that?
Yes. Yes.
You won't let them stop you from coming here.
No. Promise. Perhaps I could bring one of my stories up and read it to you sometime.
I like that.
I will then.
It's 9:05.
All Jews must be out of German-occupied countries before July 1st. The province of Utrecht will He cleansed the Jews between April 1st and May 1st. The provinces of North and South Holland, including Amsterdam, immediately thereafter. A faster pace evacuating the Jews will begin as we move them by train, not once but twice a week, transporting 12,000 Jews a month. This is dirty work, but a mission of great historical purpose. When not a single Jew remained in the Netherlands, people will again walk freely in the streets.
Oh, listen. A rat.
For God's sakes, Edith, go back to sleep.
Oh my God, I don't believe it. The bread. He's stealing the bread.
For God's sakes, Murray.
What is it? What's going on?
Your husband's stealing our bread.
Can't be, Bernie, what are you doing?
Never before, never before.
I don't believe you. If he steals once, he'll steal again. Every day I watch our children getting thinner, and he comes down and steals food that should go to them.
For God's sakes, Edith. Please.
Mom, it's just one piece of bread.
Here. I wanted to go.
Go? Go where?
Anywhere.
You don't mean what you're saying.
It would be impossible for
Edith, you know how upset you've been.
That has nothing to do with it.
He couldn't help himself. Couldn't happen to any of us. It won't happen again.
never, I promise.
No, I can't take it with them here. He has to leave.
You put us out in the street.
There are other hiding places. Meat will find you something. Don't worry about the money. I will find you the money.
Mr. Frank, you said you'd never forget what my husband did for you.
If my husband had any obligation to you, it is paid for.
For God's sakes, Edith, I've never seen you like this.
You can't kick Peter out. He hasn't done anything.
Peter can stay.
I wouldn't feel right without my parents.
He'll be killed on the streets.
Anne's right. You can't send them away.
They can stay until he finds someplace, but we're switching rooms. I don't want him near the food.
She's right. We'll divide it up right now.
Mr. Dussel, we're not going to divide up some rotten potatoes. Stop. Mr. Dussel, please. Stop. I can't bear it. Stop.
All this,
Mr. Dussel.
all this happened.
Enough! Anne, Margot, everyone, back to your rooms. Mr. Dussel, the potatoes can wait. They can wait. Me, at Dussel?
Everyone, most wonderful, most incredible news. The invasion has begun. Did you hear me? The invasion is happening. This is it. You can feel it in the streets, the excitement. I ran to tell you before the workmen got here. This is it. They landed on the coast of Normandy.
The British?
British, American, everyone. More than 4,000 ships. I brought a map.
Over here. We prayed for this.
How long will it take them from Normandy to the Netherlands?
Edith, what did I tell you? We're going to be free.
Cherbourg, Caen, Pont-à-Levoix, Paris, and then Amsterdam.
Perfect. Don't you hear? We're going to be free. Soon.
People of Western Europe, a landing was made this morning on the coast of France by troops of the Allied Expeditionary Force. This landing is part of the concerted United Nations plan for the liberation of Europe, made in conjunction with our great Russian allies.
Oh, Margot, we could be going home.
I don't know. I can't imagine what it would be like. You've been away so long.
No, I can. To be outside the sky, to walk along the canal, to everything.
I'm afraid to let myself think about it. To ever real me. It doesn't seem possible. Will anything taste the same? Look the same? I don't know if anything will ever be the same again. How can we go back, really? You know what I've decided? Be a nurse. Newborns. Go far, far away.
How far?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe Palestine. You could go back to school in October, September even. Then there'll be something Hanukkah.
Pretty. You know what I was just thinking? You won't believe this, but I was thinking about the first day we met, and you were buzzing around with all those boys in Bremerhaven. I picked you out right away, you know. You're the one who made me laugh and laugh. That afternoon, you took me out on the ferry. First you made me laugh, and then you started to kiss me. And kiss me, and the kisses were even better than the laughter. You gave me so many that the ferrymen kept watching us, and the ferryman, of course. When we got back, you had such a ravenous appetite that you made that little restaurant open its doors and you ordered almost everything on the menu. What an appetite the waiter could say, a man can really eat. We'll go back on that ferry with you one day. I promise it won't be long now, and I'll be making all your old favorites. Sauerbraten with red cabbage and latkes with your cherished applesauce. I'll even go to Burkhoff's for cream cakes. But in the meantime, please, if you're hungry, hold on to me. Oh, please, just hold on.
That night, as I was falling asleep, my friend Anna refused me. Dressed in rags, her face thin and worn. There was such sadness in her eyes and a message in them. Oh, Anne, why have you deserted me? Help me, rescue me from this hell! If only I could. Oh, Anne, are you still alive? If you ever come back, I'll take you in, share everything I have with you. Why have I been chosen to live and you to die? Annalie, you're a reminder of my fate, my defense. I keep seeing myself in your place. Sometimes I wonder if No, I must write that down. The question still remains. It looms before me in total, absolute horror.
And so we come to the end of this broadcast from the BBC Radio Europe. Till to our listeners, and all we know, no matter how hard the times, and how heavy the separation, we are once more a day closer to the liberation.
Robert, there's nothing I love more.
I can't understand you. Your mouth's way too full.
You're one to talk. You haven't stopped eating since we got up here.
Look at you. You're all red.
Look at you, there's red all over your face.
I was not in dreaming from last night.
Green. I thought they never end.
Every string I pulled made me sure I never wanted to be just a housewife.
And you never will be.
Oh, I forgot how wonderful they are.
Of course you forgot. We haven't seen a berry in 2 years.
Don't eat too many, Gucci. Remember, you were sick last night from that kale soup.
I'm just worried there won't be any left for jam with those three up in the attic.
Mr. Dussel, you're such a warrior. Let the children enjoy themselves. Or
I think our liberators are coming.
I'll tell you one thing. I bet you guys are going to forget about me when you're back with all your old friends.
Most of our friends are gone, Peter.
Don't ever say you, ever.
And when we get out of here, I'm going to make sure no one knows I'm Jewish.
What?
I just think things would be a lot easier if I were a Christian.
You mean you baptized?
I don't know. Maybe.
I would never turn away from the faith. I couldn't. Don't you know you'll always be Jewish? In your soul?
It's a wonder I haven't abandoned all my ideas. They seem so absurd and impractical, yet I cling to them, because I still believe, in spite of everything, people are truly good at heart.
I've never seen anything stop you from talking before.
To build my life on a foundation of fear. I see the world transformed into a wilderness. I hear the approaching thunder, which will destroy us too. I feel the suffering of millions.
Westerbork, a barren heath. Wooded towers where jails stand guard. Walls covered with thousands of flies. 8 of us crammed in barrack 67. Betrayed. Not knowing by whom, I was smoke good. I was. Peter and Anne, walking hand in hand between the barracks and barbed wire. Edith, worrying about the children, washing underclothing in murky water, numb. Margot silent, staring at nothing. Our last days on Dutch soil. Late August, Paris free, Brussels, Antwerp, but for us it's too late. Tuesday, September 3rd, 1944, 1,000 of us have herded into cattle cars for the last transport to leave Westerbork for the extermination camps. The train? 3 days, 3 nights. On the 3rd night, Auschwitz. Separation men from women. Edith, Margot, and my family. Never again. Selection. half our transport killed in the gas chambers. Peter and I see a group of men march away, his father among them, gassed. Peter on the death march to Mauthausen, dead 3 days before the British arrived. His mother, Auschwitz, Birkenbelsen, Buchenwald, the Ekstad, date of death unknown. Mr. Dussel dies in Newcombe. January 27, 1945. I am freed from Auschwitz. I know nothing of Edith and the children. And then I learned that Edith died of exhaustion, hunger, and grief. Winter of 45, typhus breaks out, killing thousands of prisoners, among them Margot. Friends, Anna and Nellie see Anna through barbed wire with head shaved and covered with lice. She weeps. Dead 3 days living. I have nothing. My daughter's bodies dumped into mass graves before the camp was even liberated. I have nothing. All that remains